Do you understand the funding review timeframe? Well, you need to. This is important so you can participate in the upcoming consultation. The Ministerial Advisory Group, also known as the MAG, have a timeframe for reviewing the funding of early childhood education. The review is broken down into 5 phases. Phase 1 was establishing base knowledge and review focus. This was done through receiving advice from the department and then releasing those reports. We highly recommend you read the reports to better grasp what the MAG is trying to achieve. These have been linked below. Phase 2 was the discovery and engagement phase. Within this phase, the MAG made themselves as available as possible to those within the sector, collecting key insights from the early childhood education sector and parents, including through surveys. These surveys have since been released to the public. Phase 2 was where the 5 inquiry areas were finalised, based on the advice in Phase 1, 2, and the engagement. These inquiry areas are enhancing participation by boosting child participation in ECE while also supporting parents to find jobs, promoting equitable outcomes by addressing barriers in accessing ECE, creating simplicity by allowing funding to be easier to understand for parents and providers, balancing quality, affordability, and sustainability through discovering how funding contributes to quality standards and assessing where trade-offs are made, and improving transparency and accountability by exploring data collection options while ensuring effective use of public funds. The review is fiscally neutral. In Phase 3, we expect the MAG to outline options that address the 5 inquiry areas. These options outline where funds could be distributed across the 5 areas, and it is unlikely that all areas will be given equal funding. This leads us into Phase 4, where these options regarding the dispersal of funds are consulted on by engaging with the sector. This phase allows for a designated time for ECE providers to give feedback on where the MAG should give more focus. However, it is perfectly okay for those in the sector to express their opinion at any phase. Finally, in Phase 5, the MAG will take their findings and relay them to the government in hopes that the recommendations will be acted upon. It is important to note that this timeframe is overlapping, not linear. Some dates have yet to be confirmed and are dependent on the outcome of previous phases. Secondly, ECC factors in 2 very key dates within this timeframe, these being the budget on the 28th of May and the election on the 7th of November. Despite not being present in the timeline, the work of the funding review is incredibly dependent on these events. The budget is important as it will provide us with the knowledge of what funds ECE will be allocated and will therefore hopefully increase total ECE funds that are available. The MAG will consult on options that spread total funds across the inquiry areas. The election is also important as it will be up to the government to move these changes forward. Although it is hard to foresee the government after the election, it is important to note that both major political parties have expressed a commitment to make changes to the funding of ECE. It is important to view the MAG timeline in the context of a common timeline for creating changes within a sector like ECE. To put it simply, it's not going to be quick. The new government in 2027 will need to decide what, if any, recommendations get progressed. They are likely to need to allocate funds to do the system work, so we need to watch the budget in 2027. If there's any transitional support, that could mean completing final funding changes could be years away. So how can you help? While the MAG's formal engagement process ended in December, people can still write in if they want to share feedback with the MAG. For now, people should get ready to engage in the consultation process that starts in June 2026. Check out the MAG's website linked below to see how you can share your thoughts through the form available. We would like to thank the ECE Steering Group for providing the MAG with sector insights and recommendations for fairer funding. Their efforts to be the voice of the sector is driving real change to fund ECE effectively. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to contact us or visit our website for more information. We're always happy to help.